Hey guys, welcome into the first self stream. I am rather nervous, so please excuse me as I work through the kinks of getting used to this. So we're playing Oxygen Not Included today. This is one of my favorite games, if I do say so myself. Um, Basically my goal with this is just to play it. I don't know, what else to do besides that. We're kind of gonna just play this by ear. I plan on doing no sweat, or actually, you know what? Let's do something different. I'm gonna play in survival mode. For anyone who hasn't played this, that's basically hard mode. Um, I'm not gonna do spaced out. I have never successfully built a rocket ship ever. That would be something that I would like to explore over the course of, I don't know, mini streams. We'll kind of see how this goes. But for now, we're gonna do classic. Because I do not trust myself to be able to handle it. This is my favorite asteroid, the Oceania asteroid. This one actually is pretty good. I would have liked it if this was like an ice core instead of magma channels, just because it's so difficult to manage temperature, especially at the beginning. Like, I don't know, temperature becomes such an issue so quickly, and it's so nice to be able to have a cold asteroid. Like if you guys see over here, my save game that I was playing previously, which I'm on cycle 54, it has an ice core and it also has an alternate pod location, so the pod is at like the very top of the asteroid, so my entire base is naturally cool. And then with running like generators, power supplies, life support, all of that produces heat. So my base is never actually cold, even though the surrounding areas are cold, which is pretty good. But, that's not the case here, but that's okay. Everything else, volcanic activity, magma, metal. Okay. Only issue with this is that sometimes the metal-rich asteroids don't have a whole lot of algae in them, which is like something that I rely on very heavily for oxygen production. Um, yeah, up until it's too late. Everything else looks good. I'm just gonna play with default settings for the most part. I do have most of the DLCs. Why is this not checked? Sure, we can do that. That's totally fine. I have most of the packs. However, the Oceania asteroid doesn't, naturally come with those types of DLCs installed into the biomes. So we're just gonna play it as it gets it to us. So that being said, here we are. Now, if you've never played this before, or if you just, don't care, um, and you've never really bothered to think about it, the best duplicants to start with is a science person, just because whenever the generator or the printing machine, it's so hard to think you'll get a science person involved. So here is always good to start with science. And then I like to have a builder or a digger, hopefully a little bit of both, because those are super, super important for so long. And then either, let's see, where is it? You don't really need an operator right now. I would go more for farming, but operator should be like the next on the list after this. So for this, we're gonna start with, let's see. Let's go for a researcher. Oh, you're actually fantastic. Lindsay over here stepping, stepping and stepping. All right. Let's give her a fun outfit. What do I feel like Lindsay would wear? You kind of eating that up, Lindsay. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, this one is cute. I like this one. This one, I don't know. I feel like it fits her for some reason or other. You actually weren't bad, Marie, but oh well. Look at you out here researching. And see, now it wants to. What is this? Why are you giving me so many researching? Ooh, Mima. A classic, classic. For those that watch Markiplier play this back today, classic. Let's see. But super hard digging is already allowed. You are only a digger though. That's kind of an issue. It's not necessarily that bad, but see. Everyone builds to start with. How about that? That'd be fine. What do we want to name this colony? I could honestly just keep it as is. Tunnel isn't that bad. So let's see here. Yeah, let's go with tunnel. Cool. Oh yeah, sticker bomber, super productive, balloon artist. Okay. Oh, I already have a place named tunnel. Okay. How? Whatever. The hit pothole? That's terrible. I like it. Let's get into it. All right. Okay. So, for the lore, the asteroid we call home has collided with an anomalous planet, decimating our colony. Rebuilding it is of the utmost importance. I've detected a new cluster of material-rich planetoids in nearby space. If I can guide the duplicates through the perils of space travel, we could build a colony even bigger and better than before. All right, now, like I said earlier, I have never in my life ever built a rocket ship. I haven't even gone as far as making plastics or trying to make or find petroleum. Um, I think I dabbled in an oil well once, and I've tried the natural gas generators and stuff like that for power supply, but I've never done anything outside of that. Ooh, this is a very good biome to start, or random asteroid to pull. We got a whole lot of water right here. Okay, we got some more extra water right there. We got some water right here. That is perfect, actually. It's lovely. And then we do have a decent amount of algae around the place, not a whole lot. Obviously, there's a ton of coal, which is great. And then the metal, but we kind of do that going in. How is the heat situation? Above us, which is better than below us. I hate it when you start with a heat biome below you because you kind of got to deal with it immediately. The worst is whenever you spawn right next to a geyser. Oh my goodness, because those will just go until they can't anymore. It's terrible work. So, uh, let me quit talking and let me play the game. Actually, go ahead and pull this out. So first, actually, I think I'm gonna dig downwards. Oh, this is gonna become an issue for shortly. Hmm. Well, she's already digging that up. Whatever. Who cares? You guys can handle it for now anyway. It will be annoying later to deal with. But let's see. So we need to go ahead and turn harvest on for all of these. So when we get to them, they'll automatically pull them up. Or harvest them if they're like an actual plant and not the muck root. Otherwise, let's see. This is a good oxygen tank to keep so we don't have to worry about generators so far. Mm, I was gonna put the bathrooms over here. That's kind of my line of thought. But the bathrooms, this is actually a good amount of water. Okay. All right. This is me playing the game, you guys. Can you tell? I'm trying to think about all my decisions. Trying to plan this out accordingly so it makes a little bit more sense. Where is the pitcher pump? That can go right here. And later on, you can dig this bit out so it's all flat, because this is not a lot of water up until where it can suction up. Nonetheless, there it is. Let's see. Okay, and then they're already out of things to do because I'm not paying enough attention. So we're gonna plan this out, right? So we've got clean fresh water over here, clean fresh water over there, and over there. This is probably good for later on. This is a great start, especially for bathrooms, because I'm gonna have to start thinking about that very shortly because that's something that cannot be ignored. Up here, since there's already coal and metal, this would be like a good area to put the power supply and everything away from everything else and whatnot. So let's see. If this is going to be used later on, mostly for farming, then the farm should probably be in this section of the base. Over here can be self-care, maybe. All of this section up here, this can be like barracks, latrine, and then the mess hall, rec room, all of that stuff can be over in this corner. Up here again, power supply, anything that kind of makes heat. So like the kitchen would probably be closer in the middle. Power generator is up over here. What would this be? Research? We could split it up that way, where this is like everything that needs to be at an ambient temperature. All of this area can be a little bit cooler, and then up here is going to be warmer stuff. I think that would work fine. So the first step to doing that, I am going to have to break this open. I wanted to keep this, but it doesn't make any sense to keep this. So the max size room that most of the rooms can be is 64 tiles, which is, that is not even. So up until this point, over to here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 tiles on each side. So theoretically, it would need to look like this, each room. And that's if this is in the middle, which it doesn't necessarily have to be. If I added 2 more on this side. Well, actually, it would be like 3 more on this side, because this would be where the door goes. So probably like this. And this could be our 64 tiles. Okay. That would work. That would work. And then if that's the case, this is the ladder that will go up and down. You guys don't actually have to do this right now. Please don't. Matter of fact. Matter of fact. Okay, and then I'll start digging this out. We are gonna use or lose the meal route, which is unfortunate, but or the meal wood, not the meal route. But you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Right. Oh shoot! I think I built the ladder in the wrong place. Well, that's not. This could be 64 still. I'll just move it over to the right one. And then the door would go here. And the door would also go right here. Which it doesn't necessarily have to right now. I'm just building how this is gonna work. Okay. Alright. This is fine as is. Okay. This will be a room, actually. You can leave those alone so I don't have to use resources. I don't have metal yet. I'll just dig this up. That's fine. I don't need a whole lot of metal to start with, and once I will need metal, that's when we're going to start building the if I can think about it, power supply. Oh my goodness. My goodness. Okay, so let's see here. Everyone is kind of doing what they need to do. There's not a whole lot. Actually, you don't need to harvest those because they'll drop anyways once you dig it out. And that's just a waste of time otherwise. You already dug that out, so we could probably, yes, we can add a door. And then this is where everything is going to start to go. So medicine, a wash basin. I'll put them here for now. Please don't uproot that. Whatever. Very nice. And then plumbing. So what I did in my last couple of playthroughs I've done of this by myself. I've only done 3 toilets and 3 sinks, so I could have 2 showers in the room as well. I think that's still a pretty good plan. It worked reasonably well for everyone else. Because I never have a ton of duplicates to like worry about at any given moment. However, for now, I don't think it makes sense. Because that's 1, 2, 3. That's 1, 2, and these are where the shower would go. I think the room should be this big. All right. Yeah, 64 tiles. Okay. I just don't want to put in a third one quite yet. Because this one, I don't really want to dig up the oxalate. The oxalate is so much more powerful when you just leave it alone. It'll still produce if you like dig it up and it becomes a little, ball on the ground, but it's way less powerful. So I'd rather just leave that alone. in the meantime, I do want to start tracking what I need to, which is stuff like coal. I want to know how much water I have, copper, algae. That's good to start. Anything else I dig up that's important, I'll add it on later. And then this, no, I don't need another bed situation. The breathability, I like for it to always be on. It is so easy to crop up on you. Same with food. Let's see, idleness if there's a problem. I do like to see power use if there's a problem. Let's see, anything else? Sometimes crops is nice. Mostly crops is just annoying to have up. I will put battery on. Okay. Sweet. All right. So we have bathrooms. Bed is probably gonna go up here if I have to take a guess. Let's see, just because it's so I like it when like all of the like after school tasks that duplicates have when it's all in the same area. So like whenever they're off work, they have to use the restroom, they have to eat, they have to sleep. For all of these to be right here is so much more beneficial. Mhm. And oh, it would be helpful if I actually build a ladder up here. This is where I'm planning to put their beds, I think. Although it is quite annoying because it's such a big space. So beds could be right here though. Without any issues. Everything right now is a work in progress. Who really cares? Like, they just need a place to sit down. I do want them to be cute. A quilt is always a good look. Yeah, let's go for a quilt. I'm gonna get a fourth one down already because in 2 cycles, I'm probably gonna get another duplicate. Possibly, probably. You will see how that goes. Okay, and once you guys have built that, I want you to work your way up. Leave a 2 channel here so we can have a lot of airflow. And then I probably want to go all the way up, right? Wouldn't you say so? One more. This is quite a far time just to get to the power supply up here. Power could be right here. Because what are we putting right here? So we've got beds. I'm thinking mess hall goes right here in the middle. I'm thinking mess hall goes right there. And then I'm thinking kitchen would go above mess hall because it'll produce heat with the grills and all the other things. hmm And then this is farms, which makes sense because you'll prepare the food up here. You can grab it down here. This will be probably just like water recycling and then a way out eventually. So I guess this would be power supply. So it can go right here. There's no reason for us to go all the way up here. You know, we'll go form, just so I know where I'm going. There's a lot of carbon dioxide, but that is not an issue for now. You can just fall down here and that would be okay. That would be totally fine. Let's see. Oh, I'm not playing. That's why nothing's happening. All right. Okay, so we've got beds. So they actually have a place to sleep, which I never usually get that done. That is something I always procrastinate. Matter of fact, while I'm here, y'all can have 3 hours of downtime because they'll get extra morale, and then they only actually need 2 hours to go to sleep because this 3 hours of downtime gives them so much, leeway to get back to wherever they're working from, get all of their needs sorted out, and be ready to go to sleep by that point. So I'm gonna leave it just like that. They're working their way across the room, which is great. Up here tomorrow is going to be our power supply. It's going to be what we work on. Next, and this is a vacuum, which is, I kind of want to leave this alone. So I guess it's good that we didn't go all the way up here because that would just suck in all the oxygen. And I don't really want that. This is a beautiful area. Once we get up here, I might make this into a um, nature reserve, and then the shine bug can have a little bit more space in here, and that'll give a huge bump of morale to our duplicates, to our little guys. Matter of fact, y'all can actually go through now. Totally go. So here we are. And this can be researched for now since there's already going to be a light in here. Actually, should I put that down? We can't have like an actual laboratory until you have the another research station, the supercomputer. Um, but this will set us up nicely because there's already a light in here. Let me configure this out. Okay. Tile. So this is going to be where the door goes. Okay, so then we're going to need power. Power can be right there, and then 2 batteries and a wire going under to already set us up. Okay. This isn't going too bad for now. And for now, they're going to eat in here. I will need to put doors on this eventually, and I'll need to cap the room off once this oxygen is out. But for now, things are looking pretty good. I'm gonna cut this out though while I have a chance tomorrow. Let's see, is there anything else I need to worry about while they are asleep? We have this, we're gonna need to know where our oxygen goes next. Duplicants are gonna be breathing a lot over here, a lot over here though as well. But having 2 generators doesn't make sense at the moment. What would work is if I dig this out in the middle. We could have the oxygen chain through here and I can just put it in the research room. That would work best. So I'm actually going to leave all of that alone. So at least there can be, a way up here and then there'll be a way up there for the oxygen to kind of cycle through everything. And eventually we'll put the oxygen diffuser somewhere in this room. Somewhere in that room. We're going to finish setting this up. Okay. Not too shabby. Not too bad. I'm gonna leave all of that alone, actually. And set this priority to 7. Set this priority to 5. Okay. Yep, and now everyone's working. Let's see. Oh, germs. Perfect. Okay. And they should disinfect at 200. Because whatever it's naturally set to, I could have just checked then, but I think it's like 10,000. That is way too many germs. By then, there's already an issue, and it's all over your ladders, and it's disgusting. So I'm gonna keep that as is. And I should block this lake off. Just in case someone does pee themselves, they'll only infect what's gonna become food poisoning water anyways, because it's going to be used just for our bathroom setup over here. Versus this is like food, growing food, all of that good stuff. And if y'all could mop that up and mop this up, that would be grand. That would be fabulous. And they're going to need to dump it somewhere. So I guess y'all can put it over here. Okay. So for now, everyone being on the same schedule is perfect. Eventually, we're going to need to create different schedules. So let me go ahead and do that now while they're working on this up here. So this is going to be schedule 2. And what I'm going to do is offset everything. So it's probably going to be right after. That's fine. That's fine. And this is just push back a little bit because I'm only going to need 2 shifts, and it's much better if there's a little bit of a buffer between each of them. I think technically, actually, if I move this over one more, oops, it would work better. hmm And eventually that'll be whenever we have like um 5 duplicants, like once we get our 5th one, we're gonna move them over to the schedule. Well, maybe we can move the next one over to this. Well, it depends on what kind of duplicate they are. But let's set up their researching. I don't want anyone. I want anybody to research except for our researcher. They are the only one that's gonna do it. Okay, you have a low medicine skill, so you can just go down. Everything else, I don't really care what you do. It would be nice if you're good at operating. That would be great. Mima, she's our digger and our killer. Shout out to Mima, she gets it done. Appreciate you very much. And then Stinky is our resident farmer, and he is not good at operating, so I'm gonna put it as a very low priority for him. He can do just about anything. You know what? He can't. He can't operate. He can. Just he probably would not. It's gonna be his role in our society. Oh, this looks good. Let me go ahead and set this up for water. This is grand. This is wonderful. Okay. And the oxygen can honestly go right here. It doesn't need to be very far in. There's already a wire right there. We only got to put one more down. Eventually, this is going to be a second battery as well. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up. Just so we already have the wire set up for it when we're gonna take these batteries out, put in a jumbo, put in another one. It says that they can't really breathe, but that's just because I've cracked this open. Mm-hmm. I could eventually make this an airflow tile. That way the oxygen can get out of here, the carbon dioxide can filter down there. But hopefully by then we'll already have a where is it? This thing. Where is it? I feel like I'm passing it. Oh, this. The carbon skimmer. This is an absolutely wonderful device. I love the carbon skimmer. All right. So let's see. Should we go for advanced research immediately? Is there anything that we need? No one knows how to grill yet. And farming is fine for now. We have a lot of muck root everywhere. Power regulation, we could get the jumbo battery and the coal generator, but that's a little far along. Advanced research, if nothing else, would be the best one to get. You don't need to worry about sanitation for a little bit of a while. We could do ventilation because we will need both temperature and decontamination at some point. And then we don't need decor or like automation yet. Let's get the supercomputer first. Because they're not in dire straits for food. Well, they could be though. I'm not careful. Hmm. Let's go. Okay, I'm gonna immediately reverse that. We're gonna go for basic farming, not the whole deal. That will wait, and then next we'll get the supercomputer. Okay, very nice. Oh, and then everyone for now can also build rather than do anything else. I think that would be more helpful. Okay, and we got our little colony going along. Look at us. Who would have thought? We should be able to reach this and that one. I just want to let the carbon dioxide settle out of this room because people are going to be huffing and puffing right here, trying to get this manual generator to work. And I don't want to risk any problems. Thankfully, I've only had a duplicate die on me like once or twice. Everything else has been pretty cool, so everything else has been pretty cool. Okay. Okay, so this channel's almost done. That's perfect. That's wonderful. Okay, this needs to have a level 7 priority because nobody's doing it. Oh, that's another thing. Everyone is going to help tidy. That is just what you're going to do. Everyone's going to toggle. That way, if I need to like open a door or disable something, whoever's nearby will do it, you know. Life support, let's see. Farming can do life support because you're already by the algae most of the time. So you can do life support. Digging can also do life support because they will be the ones actually digging up the algae. Okay, and here's our little base so far. Look at how cute that is. All right, and so, oh my goodness, is this gonna run out anytime soon? I really want to put in a third um outhouse. I guess I can do it now, and then once we get like showers and everything, I can just delete the outhouse right here. That would work just fine. So we're gonna go ahead and put them in. Oh, our farming is already done, so we're gonna do advanced research next. I'm gonna go down here because this is where our farm is gonna be, like right above the supply. So I'm gonna have to put in another pitcher pump, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of of making this anyway. So I'll just delete this. Colony requires a food source. I'm working on it. Chill out. Chill out. I'm working on it. Because right now we have a decent amount of calories, but nothing that we can farm. It's just muckroot and nutrient bars, and this will run out, you know. And I don't want to worry about anything. We do have a very nice emergency storage for muckroot right here. And then probably in most of these little cracked spots, there'll be muckroot or some type of other seed or whatever. And there's a ton of those around the place as well. I'm hoping I'll get some seeds in here. That'd be absolutely wonderful. That would be absolutely wonderful if I could get some seeds in here. Because I don't think that there's a whole lot. We have the mealwood that we dug up that was over in this area. There's another mealwood right here that I can dig up. And then we have like bristle blossoms, but they require light to work. And we could put them right here. Could have like two little bristle blossoms. You know what? I think I might go ahead and do that just because this light is constant, right? It reaches, yeah. But we can have three. And that leaves us enough room for the supercomputer to go right here. Plus one other thing. And then eventually we'll get rid of this. The only question is, can this be a laboratory? Um, can it be a laboratory if these planter boxes are inside of the unit? I do not know. Could not tell you. Not a Not a thing. Couldn't tell you a thing. Let's see. So this is oxygen or oxalate. So this will go. So I don't want to dig this up. I want to leave that so it doesn't, fall. Maybe I should research the second level of farming because I can just put farm tiles down rather than planters. But is it really that crazy putting planters? I can't tell what is more wasteful because the farm plots take dirt to build, but so do these. And if I remember correctly, oh, hmm. Oh, I always forget you can put the farm titles up or down. Do you think millwood can grow upside down? Like if I put the farm tiles upside down right here, do you think the millwood would grow upside down? Because if I can get this whole section, I might, I might try that out. Everything right now is telling me to go for the. I wanted to get the supercomputer. We will. I will next. I will next. Look at me now, working hard. Every time I look at Mima, she working hard. Oh, Mima, did I change? I didn't change either of you guys' clothes, did I? Oh, silly me. No, don't rename Stinky. His name is perfect. Can I not change your clothes now? Do we have to actually make you clothes for me to be able to change them? That's unfortunate. So Lindsay's the only fancy lady in here. Private food source in man, everybody hating on me. 46. This can definitely last. This can go up to 4 duplicants, but it has max gas pressure, which is fine. Means that there's a lot to breathe up in here. hmm Okay, we do have a compost, which we don't necessarily need it. It produces a lot of heat, so I don't think it's very necessary. An algae terrarium. These are awful. I hate these. They use too much water. They produce polluted water way too quickly, like way too early on in the game. Because the only source of polluted water that I, you know, have or like to have is the one that comes out of bathrooms. These are ridiculous. They are so much more expensive than you think that they are. And even if you destroy one, whatever water it did use, it will automatically drop the polluted water. And that produces stinky gases, and everyone complains about it. So it's not necessarily the best. Okay, so here we go. How's our research going along? Not great. Not great. Let me be honest. Not great. Okay. All right. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. So here we're building our bristle blossoms. I've only got one seed right now. That's okay, I guess. That's all right. It's not the end of the world. I think I should be able to find another one. I can dig this up. So I'll go ahead and do that. Hopefully Stinky's on the job. Yep, there he goes. What's up, Stinky? How you doing, dog? All right, Stinky handling business. And then we can put another one right here. Stinky, you're not done. Let's move. Perfect. Okay. All right. Oh, this one is already done. I gotta make my way up here. Even if it's just briefly. It's just such a far way away. That is such an annoying um task to go. 82, 44. I'll wait until this one's done, or at least hopefully done. It's looking good so far. Okay. And this is, hold on, should we sweep this or will we do that later? Because this water tank isn't in a very ideal spot, especially if I want to have any more farm space at all. This is definitely not an ideal plot. And it's really not a whole lot of water. So I'm thinking if I drop it and combine these two tanks, and then we could grab all of this stuff right here later on. So I don't have to do it right now. That would just be a waste of labor. And then eventually, once Lindsay's done over here, you're hungry. Why are you hungry? What time is it? Why are you hungry, Lindsay? Did you not eat? Max gas pressure, that's totally fine. Almost there. Come on, Lindsay. Come on, Lindsay, where'd you go? Come on, Lindsay. Perfect. So proud of you. Okay. And then you can get to work on that. So now we have, oops, now we have farm tiles. Fabulous. Wonderful. Now, no, because eventually it would make sense for this to be a full plot. So let's go ahead and do that. This is good. They'll be able to stand on that for a while. All right. Things are moving. We are looking good. Everything is coming up. I'm gonna dig that just so they can be able to pick this up and pick up this metal eventually. So we'll dig that out. Once we have another bristle of blossom, is it smart to? I can just, you know what? I was thinking two. Three looks like a lot. Just go ahead and do the two. Furniture. We do have mess hall tables, so I can already set this up right here. And the mess hall doesn't need to be very big. It just needs to house the amount of duplicants that need to eat. So it doesn't necessarily need to be this whole thing, but the rec room would probably make more sense. Let's see. We got a blueprint. Let's see what we've got. We got a hatchling. We've got Harold. What's up, Harold? Machinery and cooking. Oh, Harold came in with every. Oh, but he farts. That's not necessarily a bad thing. He just produces natural gas, which, it's a lot more than you think, honestly, over time. So Harold's going to be a constant source of a little bit of natural gas. It's not awful because he does so much operating, cooking, and then in the meantime, he'll clean the base and he's happy about everything. Harold is kind of where it's at. We don't need a doctor, and we definitely don't need an interior designer right now. Let's go with Harold. Let's go with Harold. What do you want to wear, Harold? Do you take yourself seriously or do you like to have fun? Let's see. No, I'm not feeling the carpenter look. I'm thinking pajamas. He was kind of wearing these. I kind of liked that. Come on in, Harold. What's up, big dog? All right. Are we going to keep Harold on this? Let's see. He does operating. It would be nice. Hmm. Let's see. Does it make more sense for him to operate as everyone else or off duty? It makes sense off duty. So that way, while they're sleeping, he can get a full battery's worth without any issues. Let's set up his priorities. Let's see. Because Lindsay won't need to operate anymore, which is perfect, which is absolutely fabulous. So he can go ahead and have a high operating skill. He can farm. He can also cook. Because let's see, what is Harold's skill? He can't actually cook. Look at him. I love him so much. Let's see. Eventually, should I give them hats? Sometimes I give them hats, sometimes I don't. So machinery. You don't necessarily need, well, it's the running wheel. A higher machinery skill would be very helpful. But grilling is obviously very helpful, and food is going to become an issue very quickly. So if we can grill food already, because this isn't helpful, right? Like it is later on, but not yet. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's. You scare me, Harold. Let's grill. We're gonna grill. Let's see. I don't think the grilling hat goes with his fit, so we're not gonna do that. I'm not gonna give him a hat, at least for now. Maybe if we find one that looks better, that matches him a little bit more. Let's see. Okay, we got 9 mealwood plants. It's very nice. Here, Harold come. So everyone looks good. What can Lindsay do in the meantime? Oh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna put all of these down because Harold, he's gonna be in the base all the time. He's gonna be cleaning up everything all the time. So let's go ahead and actually set that up so it's the truth. Stinky, he's gonna have his hands full with farming for the most part a lot of the time. Otherwise he can maybe store and dig. Let's see. Oh, eventually he's gonna be a farmer as well, or a ranger as well. Doctoring, it doesn't really matter. Attacking, he can attack. That's fine. Mima, she'd be digging away. Toggling, let's see. Oh, no one can decorate until we find a decorator. That's very important. Let's see. Mima, you can build. Yeah, that's totally fine. And then you can supply. Oops. You can supply after that. And everything else is, oh my gosh, is going to be a little bit lower. Because if you left click, you'll click out of the menu, but you left click to go down. And I keep, oh no, he's gonna drown. And then that's just gonna be raw meat sitting down there and it's gonna go bad. We grab him. I'm not gonna save him or nothing. I doubt I'll get there in time. But I can put a little bit of a hurry on it. Oh no, he's already dead. Oh well. Sorry, my guy. Rest in peace. hmm Okay. So we're starting to build out. Things are starting to look good. What am I doing? Oh, yeah. Copy. There we go. Soon we're gonna have a real farming supply that can house the four people that we have. He's already got a bed. Shout out to Harold. I think he would appreciate the DIY bed because it would match his jumpsuit, you know? Okay. Hmm. Okay, so what are we planning to do tomorrow? So we can build a rec hall or a recreation room, but that doesn't seem like a very good idea. We're about to be getting the supercomputer, so maybe I should work on capping this off because it will need to be a room eventually. So if I could just go ahead and add these in. And eventually both of this one and that one will need to be airflow tiles, but I don't have those right now. And for it to be a room, it's just got to be closed off. And it's faster later on if they don't have to dig this up. They can just replace what's already here. Okay, that's already falling. So we're gonna go ahead. I feel like somebody might die. So I'm gonna set it up so they definitely have a way back up. What's up, Harold? Here he comes. I'm killing it. I'm killing it. All right. Actually, that does not need to be there because these will be doors into it, I guess. Farms never work the way that I want them to because they can be what, like 96 tiles? Is that what it is? Let's see. If I can read a greenhouse, yeah, 96 tiles. And it is just off enough where it's really annoying to actually make it that space where your duplicates, like it's so dumb to have any more space being taken up than these two ladders. Having a ladder that would like be off to this side, um, or like that they have to go down this way, so then they have to run across to go down this other. It's so inconvenient for everybody involved. Oh, see, this is exactly what I was avoiding, Mima. I know you can get back up though, right? Why did you choose to be down here? Like, come on, girl. 86%. That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. 84. Okay, research done. Supercomputer in. Look at us. Things are happening. Okay, and we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out if this will count as a laboratory. We shall see. We shall see. And then we're gonna need, let's see. It would be nice. No, we don't need lights yet. Oh, power. Let's go for power. No, yes, we're going for power. Excuse my indecision. Okay. Things are looking good. Day 4, things are looking good. We already got our farm going up. We got full research station. We've got a little bit of power. We've got latrines that will eventually. Oh, I see the issue. I see what I was trying to avoid. Hmm. That's all right. For now, we can do this. Yeah, we lock at the advanced research skill. We should be there soon. Let's see, where are you? Yeah, 2000. It's not too far off. We'll get the advanced researching soon. Laboratory. It does count with these in. Oh, okay. That's perfect. Because this gives a boost, the efficiency boost to Lindsay, so she'll research even faster, and she's already so good at it. Like, let's see, what does it say what your skills are? Couldn't tell you. Bio? Science. She gets, like, so much more speed researching. Because she absolutely kills it in everything that she does. We love Lindsay. hmm I'm proud of my whole little team right here, actually. And you too, Harold. I like how everybody has curly hair. She's just got a silk press, Lindsay. Everybody here got curly hair. Okay, good night, Harold. Let's see. Everything's looking all right. Everything's looking pretty good. See, now I could actually, no, because I need to use this. It doesn't make any sense to not cap it off. Okay, so the pitcher pump can go right here, honestly. That'd be totally fine. Well, because then the door would just go right here. It's not so bad. That's not so bad. It can be a little bit off center. Like if a door goes right here, you know, after the pitcher pump, rather than the pitcher pump and all of this being inside whatever room I could build here. Yeah. Okay, so this area is a little bit warm, nothing too crazy. Same over here, same over here. Yeah, we don't have any real hot spots. Everything's just like a little bit, warmer. We do have some squelchiness over here, some like polluted dirt, some mud, all of that over here. And the rest of this is all like salt pits, basically. This is a little bit of polluted water. We have more squelchiness. Yeah, the only issue is that I don't know where the hot biomes are gonna be, like the ones that have the medicine plants that you can get. It has a lot of coal, it's got a lot of phosphorite, those kinds of biomes. We're gonna need to find one of those soon. And then obviously we're gonna need a cold biome. We're gonna need to find some ice sooner rather than later. Even though these are only like temperate climates, Like 80 isn't really that bad. 85 really isn't that bad for a base to be. It's just you can expand on that heat so quickly that I'd like to keep it around 71. Like 68 to 71 would be nice. It's more sustainable, but we'll kind of see how it goes. We'll kind of see how it goes. I will be using insulated tiles eventually, regardless. So then this becomes like its own separate system from the rest of the world. But until then, see, look, he's already stinking up the joint. Oh, Harold. Oh, Harold, no. Oh, you farted 6 times, 7 times, my guy. Already. It's okay. Thankfully, natural gas goes all the way to the bottom. It's just when you have a carbon skimmer, it's a little bit annoying. But if under the carbon skinner I just have a pit for the natural gas to collect, I think that would fix the problem. And then that way, if we do happen to find a medicine hot biome, there's like chlorine or something that accidentally gets into the base, it can all filter down there too. That will work. Well, I think. Okay. And now we have our actual farm, and we just got an alert for somebody being idle. So I guess you guys can actually build to go up here. Um, what you're gonna do, you're gonna wall that off, I think, right? No, let's go ahead and make it a real room. Let's go ahead and make it, yeah. Hmm, Is it a-okay? Is it a-okay with me? And honestly, yeah, this isn't even emitting oxygen. It's just they can't get in this room right now, you know? I'm trying to figure out if I don't dig this up, they won't be able to fit under this because it's just a one tile. And then likewise, I'd have to, well, I want to make this room bigger anyways. So I guess that is what I will begin to do. Just put it like that. And this can be that can be a park space. Okay. Research. Let's go. Because we are going to need the carbon skinner soon. We're going to need the deodorizer. Once we start having polluted oxygen, that's going to be important. Uh, we could do that. We would want an airflow tile over a water tile, just because, at least in my opinion, it's so much nicer when the water is contained. A little bit better rather than just having it be able to fall through anywhere. Breathing is 50. Why? They can breathe most of this whole place. They just can't breathe right here. What do you mean 50%? What are we talking about? This would be nice if I made this a real room now. Now that I'm building this up, I think that is what I should do. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, what was it? I love how I'm just completely messing with this. Okay, how big is this? That's 64 tiles. So it would need to go all the way up over here. And this is where it would end. Maybe like that. And then we put a door on it, of course. And we put this on it for now. I'm gonna leave the bits alone for the most part. Because I don't really want to break them yet, and this is fine as a fake floor for now. So I'll keep it as sandstone. looking too shabby. I am nervous as we like zoom out of this view a little bit more because we've already gotten more than what we started with. I am nervous what biomes we're going to come across because there's going to be a geyser or, some type of natural vent system. It's going to make this way hotter than it needs to be. So it's not too bad. I'm going to throw it on 2 times speed. Let's get into this, guys. Let's get into it. Okay, so we do have coal. We've got our jumbo battery. Let's go ahead and throw that on now. And we're gonna disable this until this is built, actually. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. It's not looking too bad. I'm gonna take that out because it's bothering me. This is our barracks room, or what's about to be our barracks. Let's see. Heat is from the new expansion, right? Yeah, the actual. Okay. Okay, we got the first level of ventilation, which is great. Next, we'll get the airflow tile, and then we can replace bits of these with our airflow tile. Okay. This is already almost out. That's not so bad. That's not so bad. I want to be careful because I don't want them to fill these up because I want to deconstruct these eventually, as soon as they run out, so I can replace it with a jumbo battery. So I want to wait for it to finish. Heck yeah, Stinky, get into it. That's my guy. Shout out to Stinky. Okay. Is there anything that I need to dig up? I would like to find 2 more mealwood seeds because there is the one right here, but I'd prefer to keep that natural just because it's already there. There is one up here, and that would be really okay. Since we're already building a ladder, let's make it a little bit taller. Like, why not? I'm gonna dig out these so we have a nice amount available at all times. I can dig out all of that actually. Okay. Because right now they keep having to come down here for sandstone, and it'll be really annoying when they're all the way up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and dig out a couple more. Actually, this should be okay. That's not too tall. Battery. Oh, they're out. Okay. See, this is why I have my alert on. All right. So I'm gonna deconstruct, or sorry, snip those just so the power's not going to them. I'm gonna enable this. This is already connected. That's totally fine. Move on over here. I feel like my computer just glitched. Okay. All right. And hopefully Harold is on his way in a second. Yep, here he comes. Come on over, Harold. And we're gonna put this down. Come on, Lizzie. I believe in you, Lindsay. Come on, girl. All right. And we can deconstruct that wire too. We like that. Okay. We have plenty more metal, plenty more coal. We got a whole lot of granite, which is nice, I suppose. Yeah, a whole lot of granite around the place. We don't have a ton of algae. Like, we have a nice chunk here and there, but we don't have a ton of algae. I do have to be careful about that. And obviously, we have a lot of metal once I actually go in to get out. Thankfully, polluted dirt does produce oxygen, so theoretically, we could have like a polluted dirt room where it just airs off and then we vent, or we like clean the air up and then we vent that out to the base. That is something that I could do. I just don't know the most effective way of doing that. I want to try to do something different since I'm streaming this one. Oh, Lindsay, yes, girl. Okay, do you want a hat? I don't think anybody wants hats. I think everybody likes their hair. Get into it, Lindsay. Yes, girl. Here she goes. And now she'll be able to, where are we? To research, yeah, decontamination. So even like right now, I could set it up so at least a little bit of polluted oxygen gets in, to help offset our algae problem. I think that would be smart. Okay, but now we can put in airflow tiles. Oops. And they go like here. I always put them 2 tiles into the room. I think it works the best. And then you put it just above the door as well. That can stay for now. And that should be good. That should work. hmm This will bother me though if that's just standing alone. So I will go ahead and do that. They are working on this, which is fabulous. That is wonderful. Okay. I think a good timing of this is 5 complete cycles a stream. I think that might be what I do. That way I have a good time limit on everything to get everything that I want done. I can come into it with a real plan, unlike today, which is just kind of feeling it out, seeing how or like what kind of format I'm going to try to do this in. I think that would be nice. 5 cycles each time. That would be about an hour, hour and a half, maybe, depending on how much happens, because 5 cycles is a long time, all things considered. Maybe later on, if it's not so long, if I find myself fast forwarding a lot, we can do a little bit more days. But I think like an hour to an hour and a half is a good amount of time to speak into a microphone and still have things to say about the choices that I'm making. Because after a point, I will just fall into this game because it's just a management style. hmm So if I'm here for like 3 hours, best believe the majority of those hours I'm probably not going to be speaking. So I think an hour and a half is a nice amount. But if anybody cares, if anybody's listening, if anybody watches this and y'all think different, please go ahead and let me know. I'm open to changes. I'm open to whatever works, whatever is preferable. Oh, I forgot to put these. Whoops, down here. And that should vent the entire place. It's already vented very nicely because of this empty channel. But it'll be even better. Even better. Okay, so let's see. So next time, let's go ahead and plan out my what can we get done over the next 5 days? Because so far in 5 days, we've built a basic barracks. We're about to get a new dupe. Oh, and that's perfect for us to end. And then the next episode would start with the new. printing. I think that's fabulous. So we're going to keep it exactly that way, I think, unless y'all hate it. That's what we're going to do. So, but in 5 days, we got basic barracks, not completely built yet. They don't have like the room buff, but it'll be there sooner rather than it is later. You've got basic latrine, we've got supercomputer, we've got basic farm, you got basic power supply. That's what we got going. In the next 5 days, we're probably going to start producing polluted water or polluted dirt, so I need to get that ready. I need to get the polluted water situation figured out. And I think I'm going to use, does it make sense to use all of this clean water? Or what I could do, since these are right here, I could dig this out, right? And then any water, oh, like the only water that would be left is all of this. And that's plenty. That's plenty. That might be exactly what I do. So I'm going to leave this so that idea forms itself on its own. I don't even have to really worry about it. And they can't really get to it anyways, but it's a plan and it's outright. So most of this fresh water, um, I could build a tank, but I don't think that that's really a priority. That might just be like a fun job, in the next 5 days if they can get to that. If they don't, if they run out of things to do. But otherwise, polluted water situation, we got enough to be able to keep these going without any issues. hmm So work on the container unit. Obviously finish the barracks, put in floors. This is going to be the mess hall. That can be something we do in the next 5 days. So mess hall, contamination, maybe a tank. Uh, I want to start looking into automation and coal generation or coal power, because we will have a lot of coal, hopefully, from all of this everywhere. So I do want to look into coal. Keep going up. See what's all the way up here once we figure it out. Oh, and in the next 5 days, maybe that's what we could do. Maybe Mima, because she's about to skill up. Or is she? Yeah, Mima's on the brink of skilling up. So what if this next chapter is about finding what else is out there? Because we know we will need to access all of these biomes at some point. And thankfully, I like the ocean biome because salt water can easily be turned into drinkable water. Um, so that's the reason I love this biome. But we need to find a hot biome, we need to find an ice one, so we can start looking around for that. If we can climb all the way up, eventually, not within the next 5 cycles, but eventually get to the top or at least see where the top of the asteroid is, that would be wonderful. Because I think this one had an alternate pod location. I don't think I said that out loud when we were choosing it earlier, but I definitely did notice. I don't know how to check that though, but I'm pretty sure this one had an alternate pod location, so we can see where the top of the asteroid is. And I think that's a good plan to start it off with, at least. Oh, there's a cold biome right here. At least a semi-cold biome. Perfect. Oh, perfect, perfect. Because then that cold will fall down with everything else. Maybe this is going to be the top of the asteroid. I don't know. This isn't very cold. It does get colder. -37 right here, and then 46 degrees right here. So it's coming from up here, whatever is cold in this biome. And that will trickle down eventually and make all of this nice and cold. Probably even this out so everything is a cool like 65, I imagine. Eventually, that would be like so many cycles down the line. I'm getting off beat. I'm trying to plan what I'm doing next. Over here thinking about opportunities. So I want to clean up our latrine, clean up polluted water situation, get that all going. That's what I want to do. Work on the plumbing. After that, we will need to figure out a different oxygen source because this algae is not going to last forever, especially if we get a whole bunch of more duplicates, which I don't really plan on it. But you know. So see how that goes. We could, yeah. Coal generation, uh, water contamination area. dig out, see what's around the place. We're good on farms. Maybe we might need another rung of farm, or at least a side unit. So we can do a side unit for bristle blossoms. I think that'll work. Oh, and a kitchen and a mess hall. Where is he? Where's Harold? Oh, can I not? There we go. Yeah, because Harold over here can cook. So, all right. Water, food, dig around. Sweet. And cool. Power. Awesome. Well, I don't know how to end these streams, so I'm just gonna end it. Bye.